Hi, and welcome to another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist. I'm your host, Dennis Richkovsky. Some of you recognize me as the co-owner of Flip Flops Donuts, and some of you know me as your broker of real estate who specializes in waterfront and waterview properties along the Crystal Coast, especially on bow banks and in my town of Emerald Isle, North Carolina. On this channel, you will find essential information from the inside scoops on buying and selling houses, to how to live with the ocean, rivers, and sounds that define the Crystal Coast. Today's episode is all about a down east tradition, the Corbanks Crab Pot Christmas Tree. Whether you visit here occasionally or live here full time, learning about down east, Corbanks, and the Crab Pot Christmas Tree is a story worth telling. Before I begin, please subscribe to my video channel now or at the end of this episode. To understand the Down East Corbanks Crab Pot Tree, we start with geography. East of Beaufort, in eastern Carteret County, North Carolina, is a region the locals call Down East. Core Sound and Corbanks border to the east. Think Outer Banks. And by that I mean Hatteras and Ocracoke, and then go south. The 15 or so down east communities, each with its own unique character or signature, can be assessed by either boat or by driving along Highway 70 east. But wherever you travel down east, you will surely encounter the ubiquitous high-tider, hoy-toiter accent, a dialect remnant of Elizabethan English that was once spoken in colonial Carolina. Down east was among the first areas of the Carolinas settled back by the English in the 1600s, so it is an area rich with history. Bordered by water on three sides, the communities are also tightly linked to the water. Fishing, crabbing, shrimping, oystering, hunting waterfowl, and carving decoys are threads running through and guiding the lives of these residents. Threads that are as abundant as the nets drying and being repaired on many a lawn or stored on the workboats, commercial boats, and shallow skimmers that dot the landscape. Like many rural areas, making a living down east can be a struggle. Sometimes the harvest from the sea is good, sometimes it's not. Regardless, you could count on Harvey and Sons Net and Twine, located in the down east community of Davis, to supply the commercial fishing industry with the necessary gear to haul in that harvest. Here you could find trawl, large nets that are lowered into the water and dragged along the seafloor to catch the myriad of shrimp and schooling fish like mullet. Crabbing is another popular endeavor down east, so naturally Harvey and Sons would stock stacks and stacks of brightly colored crab traps, locally called crab pots. But it's called fishing and not catching for a reason. The variable nature of the commercial fisheries and a desire to keep the family business growing as a legacy for his sons prompted Nicky Harvey to look for other products that would appeal to the larger non-commercial fishing population. Now, Mr. Harvey's roots go down deep in the down east culture, where making do and doing with the materials at hand are long traditions. His fertile mind played with ideas of what could be done with leftover materials, and he experimented with making miniature crab traps for coastal decor. Then he began experimenting with triangles of the coated wire mesh. And bam! The Coarse Sound Christmas tree was born. This unique artificial tree was an immediate hit with friends and neighbors who loved seeing traditional commercial fishing materials repurposed and put to a new use. But Nicky's brain just didn't quit there. He experimented until he found a way to string lights on the tree. And then he figured out a way so his tree could be folded flat to about 5% of its open position and then opened for display with the light string remaining in place. Another bam! Now Nicky Harvey had an idea worthy of a patent, and U.S. patent number 6773134 was granted to him in 2004. During the Christmas season, these crab pot trees sprout like mushrooms in coastal Carolina garden, gift, hardware, and Christmas shops. But the trees are not simply for celebrating Christmas. In the wake of 9/11, Harvey and Sons showed their patriotic spirit with the Freedom Tree. That was just the beginning, however, as folks near and far discovered other creative ways to use their crab pot trees as artificial trees for all seasons and occasions. Folks decorated crab pot trees for celebrating holidays like New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, and the 4th of July, and for commemorating family events like birthdays and anniversaries, and for paying tribute to campaigns like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or easily decorated with your favorite theme or college colors, displayed seasonally on your deck, and used indoors or outdoors since their special coated wire prevents rusting. By 2009, the demand for his crab pot tree exceeded the capacity of his commercial fishing business. So Nicky Harvey negotiated a national manufacturing and distribution agreement with Don Acree, owner of Fisherman Creations, to make and sell his trees. Fisherman's Creations Incorporated operates in Smyrna, just a few miles down the road from Davis, so the trees retain their Down East heritage. Walk into this small operation and 3 things grab your attention. First, the large room is brightly lit. Second, that brightly lit room is filled with a clicking noise. And third, that brightly lit room with all the clicking is populated not by robots, but by a small coterie of skilled artisans doing what they do best from Labor Day to Christmas, assembling trees with simple tools and duct tape covered fingers, the better to protect their hands from the waterproof coating on the wire netting. As for the click, click, clicking sound, that came from specially made jigs the artisans spin by hand or foot, depending on the size of the tree they are assembling. Initially, trees ranged in size from 2 to 8 feet, so there is a tree size for all. Then, a few years ago, they started making a 1.5-foot tree with the scraps from the 2-foot tree. Nothing goes to waste. Another proud Down East tradition. Since Mr. Harvey's patent was issued back in 2004, well over a couple 100,000 trees have been sold throughout the United States and overseas, with more new orders coming in virtually every day of the year. Fisherman Creations even has its own tree doctor. All damaged trees head to the doctor's little corner hospital to be mended and returned to their owners. Repairs could be something as simple as updating lights from incandescent to LEDs, or replacing strands of wire. Heck, now you don't even have to plan a trip to coastal North Carolina to snag your core sound crab pot tree. Simply go online at www.crabpottrees.com to place your order. To learn more about Down East crab pots and other Down East traditions, subscribe to my newsletter by texting your email address to 919-308-2292, or sign up for my blog on my website, www.eihomesforsale.com, and subscribe to Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist on YouTube at the end of this video. Stay well and stay safe, so come on down. Please subscribe to my channel below, and definitely return next week to this same bat channel at the same bat time of 9 a.m. on Thursday for another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist.